Hello, welcome to Lighthouse Yoga. My name is Thomas. We're going to go over a couple different practices today. We're going to do some sun salutations, some wide leg poses, do some forward bends, some backward bends, and some twists. And hopefully you'll enjoy the practice. Please let me know if you have any questions, leave any comments in the description below, and let's get to practice. So begin in child's pose. I like to start somewhat clean, nice and easy from the back of the mat. A couple different schools to your child's pose. Knees close together for the most part. You can adjust the distance side to side and then resting forward. Arms can be out in for support. You can make a little pillow. Got options for your hands. Something you can feel comfortable in the space. Of course, breathing in, breathing out. I want you to be able to enjoy some time here. Inhaling and exhaling, and of course feeling what's taking place inside of your body, the flow of your breath in the muscles, in the back, in the hips. Right? Little shifting side to side is totally fine, but making sure you're not putting too much emphasis on adjusting, finding a place where you can settle in and just be in the pose. Breathing in and breathing out. And of course, you can follow along with me, but feel free to take your time. Don't let me rush you ever in making transitions, moving on to the next thing. We'll come up here onto the hands and knees. And as you first arrive onto all fours, give yourself some time to look around. You can see what the knees are doing, what the hands are doing. And we'll go through our cat and cow. So your basic movement, cat pose, rounding, chin to the chest, arching, cow pose, looking forward. Now we can connect these movements in the same way that we would connect the breathing, just rounded back, exhale, arched spine, inhale. Slightly more finesse as you exhale, rounding. As you inhale, arching. So the duration and pace of your breathing is what guides the fluctuation of the movement. And of course, if you're watching me as I do this, just let that be a sort of loose template, kind of basic idea. But then, of course, you want to feel this in your own body, right? What's happening as you flow through. Breathing in, again, looking forward, the lungs are full. And you might try to time it exactly so that you end the cat as you finish your breath. Now, the next time that you're looking forward, and just in the natural course of things, we're going to curl the toes underneath. You can walk your hands a little bit further forward, and we'll come up into our downward dog. So take all the time you need, adjusting, shifting a little bit forward, and then lifting the knees, bringing the hips up. Now, I like to keep my knees bent initially just to get into a kind of squat position to the legs so I can sort of wriggle my hips up a little higher and then gradually lower the heels down. And, they might not go initially. So coaxing in, walking the feet in place, bending the knees, shifting through the hips. Right? These are all wonderful techniques and options for you. Right? Shoulders and head want to be taken care of. But from here, we'll start to walk the feet forward toward the hands. So take all the time you need, a few steps. Right? You can lift the palms, bend the knees as you travel forward. And you don't need to make it all the way to the top, just getting a sense of the balance, the legs underneath you. We'll bring the hands up to the hips and maybe a little bit of a flat back as you make your way up to standing and just hinging on your way. And of course, you can let your body stay standing for a moment, let your knees bend a little bit in slow motion, just to get a feeling of your balance here. So we'll step up toward the top of the mat. If you're not already there and getting a sense of the feet parallel, you can kind of look around you. I like to take stock of these right angles and parallel lines. Really, really helpful. And then we'll go through the basic sun salutation. So position number 1, hands together at the heart. Reaching forward and up. We'll bend back a little bit. Position number 2, of course, you can look up. Breathing in, folding as you breathe out, hands down next to your feet. Position number 3. We're going to start with the left foot, stepping back. Bring your knee on the floor. Position number 4. Fingertips are just great for this. We're going to step back into the plank position, position number 5. A little bit tricky here. Take a moment and hold while you breathe in. And then knees, chest, and chin to the ground as you exhale. Position number 6. Your cobra pose, coming forward. Position number 7. The toes pointing, chest rising. Face back, away from the ears. So downward facing dog, position number 8. So you can lift up from the knees or move through your plank pose. And as you come back, we'll set up our downward dog, number 8. And so we had stepped the left foot forward, so we'll step the left foot, we stepped the left foot backwards, so we'll step the left foot forward. And we want to stay consistent with those sides. The fingertips are great to give the chest a little room, shoulders back from the ears. And we'll lift the knee, stepping forward. That was position number 9. This is position number 10. Arms going wide, opening up through the chest, standing all the way up, hands together, 11. And then full circle, number 12, we come back. And then letting go. We start fresh, position number 1. So we're doing the right side now. So the lunges will happen right side back, right side forward. Reaching up, position 2. Folding forward, position 3. Right foot stepping back, knee on the ground, position number 4. Plank pose, position number 5. Knees, chest, chin, 6. Cobra, 7. Downward facing dog, position number 8. Right foot stepping forward, position number 9. Stepping up again, position 10. Arms wide, coming all the way up, 11. And then down to the heart, 12. So we let go, and we start again. So we're going to do a few more, a couple times to each side. So fewer cues here. You feel free to put me on mute if you want. Turn me down. We'll get into a little bit of a flow here. So position number 1, reaching up, bending back, 2, folding, 3. Left foot, knee on the floor, number 4. Plank pose, position 5. Knees, chest, chin, 6. Cobra, 7. Downward facing dog, position number 8. Your left foot stepping forward, knee on the floor, number 9. Lifting your knee to step up again, position 10. All the way up, 11. Down to your heart, 12. And keep on breathing. You'll notice a particular rhythm beginning to arise as you move smoothly. 1, 2, folding, 3. Your right foot will step back, knee on the floor, number 4. Plank pose, 5. Knees, chest, chin, 6. Cobra, 7. Downward facing dog, position number 8. Your right foot stepping forward, knee on the ground, 9. Stepping up again, 10. all the way 11, and down to your heart 12. Letting go. Do one more to each side. 1, 2, bending back, folding forward. 3, left foot. 4, plank pose. 5, knees, chest, chin. 6, cobra. 7, downward facing dog, position number 8. Left foot forward, knee on the ground. 9, stepping up again. 10, all the way up. 11, down to your heart. 12, keep breathing. 1, right side, we'll bend back. 2, folding. 3, right foot. 4, plank pose. 5, knees, chest, chin. 6, cobra. 7, downward facing dog. 8, right foot forward, position 9, stepping up again. 10, all the way. 11, and down to the heart. 12, letting go, breathing in and breathing out. So you can separate your feet here, and we'll twist a little bit side to side. Known as Hastinasana, the elephant posture, and all the rotation is coming from the hips. My arms are sort of like wet noodles, just hanging heavy to gravity. So if I stop my hips, my arms will kind of settle down a little bit. Just feel a little bit of this rotation here. And then slow it down. Good. So we'll do a little bit of balancing pose. I'm going to do 2 versions for you. Profile here, and then I'll face the camera in just a second. But we're going to do right knee tree pose. If you want to watch just for a moment, we're going to lift the knee up, give it a hug. I'm going a lot faster, then we'll do it together. Maybe your foot to your standing leg, and then arms overhead. Right? And then we'll come down, point the knee forward to straighten it out. Good. So I'm going to mirror you here. Step a little bit to the center. Good. So you're going to be lifting your right leg up. Again, just tree pose. Take your time. I plan on, making a lot of these videos, and I'm sure you're going to see me fall plenty. So, help your foot to your leg. You can move your foot below your knee. Another great option is heel just above your ankle. And wherever you are, arms can be overhead. You can lift your chest looking up. It can be really interesting to feel a little bit of that gentle arching in the lower back, right? So just go ahead and feel what makes sense there. So the hands to the heart. And swing that right knee forward, straighten your leg out, and then slowly down. Good. So we're doing the second side. So again, profile. You don't have to watch me, of course. You're focusing on that drishti. Sometimes you can pick a spot. We've got a lot of bricks in this room, so they're good to focus on. But you might find, as we do this second side tree pose, again, left leg lifting, and you can give that knee a little bit of a hug. So here is where, again, that little bit of the freedom in the lower back might really serve you. And I'm always one to say, trees, they like to fall, and they fall all the time. So no big deal. If you've still got your balance here, that last flourish, so straighten your leg out in front, push through the heel, and then you can lower it down slowly. So let the arms rest a little bit, breathing in and breathing out. So a little bit more core work here. Step up to the top of your mat. You're going to float the arms forward and up. So nice full breath in. Let the arms circle wide and down to the ground. We're going to step the left foot and then the right foot back. So plank pose. And just for a moment here, keep your hips high, chest open. And then we'll lower both of the knees. Shift back so you can lower your elbows. And then crisscross your arms. So marching the elbows in a little bit so you can get them underneath the chest. and then bring your hands together to interlock the fingers. Now you can palm the floor, but this is a little less stable for the wrists, so check out what feels better for you. Cat pose, so rounding a little bit, chin to your chest, and then arching cow pose, looking up at your thumbs. Now hold cat pose, so round the back and stay in this position. Step your left foot back and then your right foot back, and let the legs straight, and hips up high. And keeping your legs slanting upwards, arch your back and find cow pose. So we're going to tilt the tail and look up at the thumbs. Now with the legs slanting up like this, you're very, very safe, right? But you can move more and more parallel with the floor. At this point, in this position, it's a little bit challenging because the abdominals and the thighs really have to be working. Otherwise, the lower back is going to take a lot. You can round into cat here, and this will still be pretty safe. You won't get as much work from the groin muscles, but again, you're going to keep your lower back safe. So, we want to make those really honest calls about where we are and what we need to be doing to protect our bodies. So a couple more breaths, you got them? Maybe, I don't know. See how you're doing. Again, it's good to shift around a little bit to adjust, but we don't want to get distracted or use that as a distraction here. So one more deep breath in, and then exhale, slowly lower your hips to the ground. March your elbows a little bit forward. You can make a little pillow with your forehead. And then just resting here. You can rock your hips a little bit side to side. Breathing in and breathing out. If you're watching me here, I have to lift my head up because otherwise it'll sound like an echo chamber. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, please lift your head off of your forearms, but keep them stacked, kind of log cabin style. And we're just going to rock a little bit, the hips side to side, legs a little bit side to side, but mostly to get the big toes a little bit closer together. And then keeping your head and your chest up. See if you can situate yourself as I'm doing here. I'm trying to get as much of my abdomen on the floor and as few of my ribs on the ground here. And then I'm going to lift my head to look up. The shoulders sometimes want to crowd up around the neck, so we want to bring them back. The sides of your neck nice and long. And then pressing the tops of both feet into the floor. And you'll feel how the knees lift as the thighs get really strong. And then lifting your right leg up, flex the foot so you're pushing through the heel. Point your toes before you set it down. And then we'll do the same thing on the left side. Lifting the left leg. The right foot is pushing into the floor. Flex the foot. Deep breath in while you point the toes. And then set it down. And then lower your forehead once again. Just rest. Active breathing. And we'll do one more to each side. So lifting your head. You can keep your arms stacked like this, but if you want, you can extend the arms, palms grounded. Left foot pressing, right leg lifting. Flex your foot. If you want to challenge yourself, bend your knee and lift your thigh. Otherwise, keep your legs straight. Toes point and then set it down. Lift your head up. Sense that you could drag yourself with the arms. Lift your left leg. Flex the foot. Bend your knee. Maybe lift your thigh up a little bit. Straighten your leg. Toes point and set it down. Good. Arms back in. Pillow for your forehead. Couple deep breaths into the belly. And we're going to roll, into our child's pose here. So lift your head up, hands near your chest, and then we'll push the hips back, just nice and easy. And sometimes crawling forward will be the thing, especially if the toes are on the floor. Give them a little bit of padding. And again, you could make that little pillow or keep the arms out extended. So 2 breaths here in your child's pose. Nice full inhalations, strong exhalations. Good. And we'll lift up onto the hands and knees. We'll return to our cat and cow. So rounding cat, arching cow, rounding cat, arching cow. One more time, rounding cat, exhaling, inhaling, arching cow, toes curling, walking your hands forward. And then we'll lift the knees and bring the hips up. And downward facing dog. Walk the feet toward the hands. You can walk your hands back toward your feet. Bend your knees a little bit. Sink into the heels, the hands to your hips coming up just halfway, somewhat flat back. We'll bring the arms to the side. And then inhale, standing all the way up. We'll bring the hands together. You can look up and then down to the heart. Let your arms rest. Exhaling. And stepping up toward the top of your mat. We're going to go through kind of half sun salutations to get into some warrior one and triangle here. So we'll bring the hands together at the heart, reaching forward and up, bending back just a little bit, arms wide to fold forward. So we're going to step the right foot back and bring the heel down to the floor. This is warrior one, arms coming up and overhead. You can look up between the hands, take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale the hands down to the ground. Toes pointing forward, stepping forward. Bring your hands onto your shins, coming up just halfway, monkey pose. Exhale to lower down. Step your left foot back. Bring your heel to the floor, arms coming up and overhead. All the time you need, getting set, feeling really balanced. You can look up between your hands. Deep breath in. Again, circle the hands around and down, toes straight ahead, step forward. Halfway lifting, exhale to lower, and then we'll stand all the way up. Big breath in, hands together, and then down to the heart. Good. So let it rest for a moment. And here's our triangle coming in. Hands together, reaching forward and up. We'll bend back. Arms wide, folding forward. So your right foot will step back, initiating heel to the ground. Warrior one, just to get started. And then push into your front heel. Straighten your leg. Turn to the right. So your arms will come down level, shoulder height. Take a moment. We imagine a little bit like we're a piece of toast, but then we can feel that space in the lower back, keeping the chest and the throat open. So as we extend out and slowly over, that left hand resting lightly on your shin and turning to look up at your right hand. Maybe, right? You might look out sort of across, right? Maybe looking down. And then for an extra side stretch, that right arm reaching. Really good to let it linger, breathing in, and then slowly spiral it down to the floor. Toes straight ahead, and we'll step forward. Halfway lifting, monkey pose. Exhale to lower down. Left foot stepping. Warrior one to start, so you set the foundation, heel to the floor, arms up and overhead. You can always walk it up your thigh. And then looking up maybe. Push into the front heel, straighten your leg, turn to the left, arms out, shoulder height. You might be able to see this a little bit better here, where you've got this little bit of space in the lower back to free the chest open, and then the arms out, shoulder height. You can take aim a little bit, reaching, and then slowly coming down. So either looking to the wall, looking up at your left hand. And then we're going to spiral that left arm way overhead, slowly bring it down, hands to the floor, stepping forward, toes straight ahead. Halfway, hands to the shins, monkey pose, Ardha Uttanasana. All the way up, inhaling, reaching up, hands to the heart, and exhaling. Let the arms rest, breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to step the feet apart, the toes angled a little bit left and right, and reaching the arms forward, sort of like you were hugging a great big beach ball, and then slowly squatting down. So as you gently ease your hips toward the floor, you can crush your beach ball. You can start to hug a little deeper. You could also bring your hands on the floor at any time you needed to. And then maybe the hands are coming together, prayer position, the elbows pushing the thighs apart, the thighs clamping a little bit on the elbows. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, if you're feeling a little playful, you can use your balance here, your arms as a counterweight, and then just rolling along the length of your spine. You can grab hold of your thighs a little bit to catch some momentum. And then maybe that was enough. You just stay here sitting for a second. Maybe you go back and forth a few more times, right? Just rolling along the length, you can get quite a bit of momentum going. Now shifting a little bit back so you can have your legs straight, your heels get a little bit of padding. And I'm a big proponent of bending the knees for these forward bends. The main thing that we're always after is being able to position the spine and the hips in a healthy way. And if the hamstrings are a hindrance, it's good to know, okay, I need a little more flexibility in my hamstrings, but then we don't want to stubbornly just keep the legs straight when the back is being pushed and the spine is being tucked under. Right? I want to feel that you can almost sit on your thigh bones rather than your pelvis. And then we'll take the arms wide and overhead, breathing in, folding forward, breathing out. Now from here, you can straighten your legs a little bit further. So once you get into the fold, sometimes, and especially after we hold for a few more breaths, sometimes things start to open up and you can get a little more space. But again, always, use your body. I'm only a little bit of a reference for you, physically speaking. So one more full breath in. When you exhale, reach past your feet and then inhale with as much of that length as you can maintain. The hands together, down to the heart, just like in the sun salutation. And we close the pose and then let it go, right? Start the next thing fresh. So your right knee is going to bend, your foot to your left thigh. Now, some people will want to take a block and place that underneath the knee here for the hip, the lower back for whatever reason. But if you don't need it, that's fine. Keep the left foot flexed. Knee can be bent, just keeping the toes, the knee vertical. Inhaling and exhaling to lower over. It's called the head to knee pose for a reason, so you can hang out here for a few breaths. Remembering your breathing is your primary means of interaction with the posture. So it's good to mentally consider all the dynamics and the alignment, the what goes where and all the rest of that. But then, as soon as you can, shift into your breath. Shift into the relationship with the posture, sensation of the pose. So just one more breath, reaching your arms long as you exhale, and then with that length, sitting up tall. Bring the hands together, down to the heart, releasing your hands and simply switching the legs so you can help the legs along. Sometimes, as we go, the right leg and the left leg will feel totally different. The right leg might not need to be propped, but the left leg does, just for instance. Or you needed to prop the right leg, but not the left. So, you see and respect those two hemispheres of your body. It's important. My teacher told me, never do and practice at the same time, or never teach and practice, or teach and do at the same time. And this is something I take very seriously, especially now as I'm doing the poses with you and communicating in this way. I'm still with a mind to teach, so I'm not fully engaged in the pose. But as you are practicing, try to be there fully with your posture and be with your body, breathing in and breathing out. And put all the distractions, anything to the side as often as they come in. One more full breath in and reaching long with that length, sitting up tall, the hands together, and then down to your heart. And so as you release your hands, we'll take both legs out in front, with arms circling overhead, breathing in, and then folding forward last time here in Paschimottanasana. And again, you can Extend the legs a little bit further, and you might notice a change in the way that you feel now. One more full breath in. As you exhale, reaching long, and then inhale to sit up tall, the hands together, down to the heart. Relax your hands, and we'll shift the hips forward. So as you roll to your back, you can grab your thighs, tuck your chin, a little bit more controlled as you lower down. And as you bring the knees in, you can rock a little bit from side to side. And we're going to close here with a twist. So both hands to your right leg, and then your left leg out and down to the floor. Now initially, your right arm comes out to the side with your palm open, and then you can bring your right leg across your body and into the twist. Now keep looking straight up at the ceiling. You might feel that you could scoot your left shoulder a little bit farther to the left. Extend your left leg as if it was strong, like you were standing in tree pose. And then hook your right foot just behind your knee. And you want to come from the inner thigh, not between the floor and the leg. You can always look up and watch. And as you begin to twist, see if you can arch your lower back a little bit. So we're paying attention very much to the length and that inner axis from the head all the way down to the arch of that left foot, and emphasizing that axis a little bit more than the twist. But what we find is that the twist actually can go a little deeper. Now, as we unwind, you can use that left hand underneath your thigh and give it a little bit of assistance. Unhook your foot. And as you roll onto your back, knees to the chest. And it's a good idea to look up here just to kind of figure out where you are on your mat. Because sometimes you shift, you end up all askew. And then keep your head up while you extend your right leg. So you want to set that straight on the midline here. Your right hand to your knee, your left arm to the side. Again, the palm could be turned up. And then bringing your leg across your body. The right leg is going to stay as strong as it would as if you were standing. Your left foot can then hook behind your knee and push the left foot into that right leg so you can arch your back. Just a little lifting the chest. You can keep looking up or look a little to the left at this point. Breathing in and breathing out. The twisting resists the breath the most. So in some ways it's that much more important that we do breathe and really interact with the feeling of the body. It's so, so valuable, even if it can sometimes be a little bit challenging. Your right hand, inner thigh, helping you to unwind and rolling to your back. Extend your legs. And again, you can lift your head, maybe figure out where you are in space, your feet apart, arms to the side, palms open, and just resting. Inhaling and exhaling. So Shavasana, the palms are open, the feet separated near the corners of your mat. Of course, you can cover your body with a blanket, put an eye pillow on. We'll rest here for a few minutes. I'm going to sit up, and you're welcome to join me in sitting, but it's good to let your body rest. You might let your body get a sense of gravity, feeling for the support coming from the floor and the earth underneath you. It can be really fruitful to check in with your ankles and your wrists, relaxing your palms and the arches of your feet. Softening all the muscles in your face, your jaw. Relaxing your chin and your cheeks. Relaxing your cheekbones. Feel you can release in the spaces behind your eyes, between your eyebrows. And as you let go from the very top of your head, a feeling of your whole body very much alive and at the same time completely relaxed, very deeply at rest. Allowing your body to remain still, returning your awareness to the breath, just feeling your inhalations and your exhalations. Very gentle flow. The sense of your body and its place in space, the floor, the earth underneath your body resting. Feeling of the air that surrounds you, the sky up above. And as you deepen your breath, feeling yourself at home and complete inside of your body. At home and complete on this beautiful planet. Visualizing the flow of your breath moving through your legs into your feet, softly wiggling your toes, and breathing through your arms, into your hands, wiggling your fingers, pressing your thumbs to the fingertips. Breathing toward the top of your head, letting it roll gently side to side. And you can take a nice long stretch, reaching your arms overhead along the floor, and stretching the legs. A couple yawning breaths. And bring the knees to the chest, giving the legs a hug and rocking a little bit from side to side, just wrapping up the legs. You can bring your right arm near your head and just roll to the right side. And then using the strength in your arms to sit up slowly. As you find a comfortable seat, we'll bring the hands together. As you seal the practice, carrying anything of use with you and letting go all of that which is no longer necessary. And in recognition of that light within, which we all share and of which we are all a part, we bow. Namaste. Thank you all so very much. Hope to see you next time. Thank you. Peace.